Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with the review and recap of Danmachi Season 4, Episode 16. This episode, it was pretty cool. The best part was seeing Welf make the magic sword. Before we get to that, let's go through the beginning. We see another dreamlike flashback, and in this one, Elise is having everyone discuss about justice. Everyone chimed in with their opinions. Ryu spoke her piece about justice, and Kaguya had a different opinion, which had Ryu get a little mad. Elise ended the discussion and told them, instead of trying to figure out the right answer, focus on weeding out the fake kind of justice. When fake justice withers away, order, harmony, and happiness grow in its place. She also mentioned that justice is something they hide. I think they showed us this part not just to see Ryu's past, but maybe to get a background on some of her views on justice. Also, I don't think this will be the only episode that mentions this. I think it'll get brought up in another episode. The scene goes to Belle and Ryu. She's healing her leg. It's not fully healed, but better than before. Ryu said she should be healing Belle, and he didn't want to hear that. He wants to make sure that she's good, and besides that, he told her that her being able to walk helps him out too. When I seen that part, I was like, if you don't stop focusing only on him, I get it. She wants him to make it out of the dungeon, but he's not the type of person to leave his friends just so he can make it out. Both of them are reviewing the situation. She doesn't know as of right now which area of the floor they're in, and it's unclear which direction they ought to go to, plus they're lacking in both equipment and items. Ryu brings out the bell. They should head for the tunnel that leads to the 36th floor because the deep floor's first safety point isn't until the 39th floor. That climbing down 2 floors in order to reach a safety point would be more difficult. She's not wrong. He might be able to stand against a skull sheet, but there's no telling what would await them if they went towards the 39th floor, especially with their injuries. Before they left, Ryu suggested that they take the equipment that was on the adventurers who passed away. Bell wasn't with that at first. He didn't want to do it, and when he saw Ryu searching one of the adventurers, he could tell that it was hurting her to have to do that. The one Ryu was searching looked like she had some type of locket in her hand, I think with a picture inside, and it was kind of sad because that means she was holding someone close to her before she passed away. After that, we hear Bell's thoughts. He's saying anything he says now is just an attempt to rationalize his actions. He went on to say that he's going to live life enough for all of them. He can't ask for their forgiveness, but because of them, their help, he knows that they can escape from the deep floors. They did manage to find a map. It's incomplete though. She told Bell that she doesn't recognize the area shown on the map, but she's been to the deep floors countless times and remembers what the normal route looks like. They'll just have to follow the map, use it to guide themselves back out of the dungeon to a normal route, then she can lead them to a connecting tunnel. From here on out, the next episode looks like we'll be seeing them traveling. I'm excited to see how that plays out and what monsters they'll be fighting next. Bell was thinking the adventurers who passed away still had food on them, so he wondered why didn't they make it, and they still had potions on them as well. Ryu said they might have been poisoned by the monsters. Bell told her that he didn't see any antidotes. Ryu mentioned that they used the room as a base while searching for a safe path, but they ended up exhausting their supply of antidotes. Hearing her try to make sense of it all, that was kind of unfortunate that that had to happen to them like that, because all they was trying to do was just find a way to get out of there, but they couldn't. Ryu brings out a banner that she found they had, and it had a familiar emblem on it. I'm not too sure whose emblem it is. If you read the light novel or if you just know in general, comment it down below. Bell also seen there was some words written on the bottom of it. When he read it, it was kind of sad. He told Ryu they had to bring the banner back to the surface with them, and that's where their part of the episode ends. Jumping to where Bell's friends are, they're holding back the monsters to buy Welf some time to make the magic sword. So far, it's not going too good. He's hammering at the material and he's not making any progress. Then Welf started to doubt himself. I was like, no man, you can do it man, you got this. Then we see a bunch of Welfs pop up and it starts talking to him, asking who is he crafting weapons for. He got out of his thoughts and he looked at his friends and he said he's crafting weapons for his friends. At that moment, he just started going off. He was making progress with the sword, and even his friends started to notice. Welf mentions an ordinary magic sword isn't going to cut it. A magic sword is guaranteed to break, so all he'll have to do is to forge a blade to beat all blades, an indestructible blade. It was cool to see Welf in his element doing what he likes to do. It's nice to see them show characters where they have moments of doubt or they don't feel like they're making any progress, and then all of a sudden, you know, they really realize what they're doing it for, and then they just start pushing through. The scene went to Hestia and Hephaestus, my bad if I pronounced that wrong. They were talking about the situation, Tsubaki going into the dungeon, and the other thing which was funny, I almost forgot, she's still paying for this knife that she bought for Bell. Hestia basically asked could they skip a payment that month because of the expedition cost. Hephaestus said no, that knife has saved him countless times by now, and asked Hestia does she care about him and is his life worth so little to her. So she still wants that money. I thought that little part was funny. She should have really paid that off when they had the money the first time, but oh well. Back to the others, Welf is still going in with the sword. The monsters managed to break through, and all of a sudden Welf unleashes a fire attack. He finished that sword just in time. The next part was so cool to see. He asked Cassandra for help with the magic. They both were holding onto the sword, and they unleashed like this powerful fire attack that took out the monsters. After that, he told him that the sword he made was a shatterproof sword. The blade and the wielder work hand in hand, standing by each other for life. I'm proud of Welf pushing through, getting stuff done. He didn't let himself stop and quit. He kept going. After that, that's where the episode ended. Overall, pretty good episode. The wealth portion was on point. It was nice to see the characters push their limits and come out successful in the end. Excited to see what happens next because it looks like both parties are going to be on the move. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think about the episode and what was your favorite part from it? Here's some more content to check out. Thank you all for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.